Hey guys, it's Blackstone Betty. Y'all know I am always feeding a crowd. Come fall, I love serving my family and friends meatballs. It doesn't get any easier than frying up a bunch of meatballs all at once on the Blackstone compared to frying them in batches over the stove, which I so don't miss. I have not had to do that in years thanks to the Blackstone, and I'm going to show you guys how you can do it. Before we jump into it, be sure to go to that Blackstone Products YouTube channel. You know the deal. Subscribe, click that bell, and invite your friends to do the same. Now, I've got some meatballs to fry. It doesn't get any better than a big pot of meatballs cooking on the stove on a Sunday morning. I love making meatballs. They can feed a crowd so easily and they are so versatile. You can make a bunch on Sunday and use them throughout the week in sandwiches, with pasta, or in a stromboli, or on top of a pizza. You guys are going to love this meatball recipe. Today I am frying up some hot and sweet Italian sausage, and I am going to make a big batch of meatballs. I have all of my ingredients for these meatballs, so let's jump right into it. Since I'm making a big batch, I have about 1 pound to 1.5 pounds each of ground beef, ground veal, and ground pork. When it comes to breadcrumbs of choice for your meatballs, you can use plain or seasoned store-bought breadcrumbs, or you can use panko breadcrumbs, or you can cube up some bread of choice, whatever you have on hand. If it's white bread or Italian bread, just cube it up nice and small. Since I'm making a huge batch today, I'm going to use a little bit of each since I have all three on hand. We'll start by adding our breadcrumb into a large bowl. I have my cubed white bread, some panko, and some plain Italian breadcrumbs from the store. I'm going to add just a little bit of each into the bowl and give them a quick mix just to incorporate all three. And now I want to wet these with some milk, just enough so that those fresh breadcrumbs absorb that milk and soften up. To that, we'll add in our ground pork, our ground veal, and our ground beef. For each pound of ground meat, I like to add 1 egg to my mixture. Now, of course, I have my favorite Locatelli Pecorino Romano cheese. It is so important to hand grate your fresh cheese. You could use Parmesan in place of this. As long as you hand grate it in, this really makes for tasty meatballs. When it comes to the cheese, you can add as much or as little as you'd like. I always say the more cheese, the better. Next up, of course, I have my fresh garlic cloves. Fresh is key for these meatballs, and I'm gonna use that same grater to grate in these garlic cloves. I like to do 1 to 2 per pound of ground meat. Next up, I have some fresh flat leaf Italian parsley. We're gonna give that a nice chop, make it nice and small, and add a big handful of that to our meatball mixture. You'll want to be sure to use that flat leaf parsley, not the curly parsley, because there's so much more flavor in the flat leaf parsley. To that, I'm gonna give just a tiny drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. Season everything up with some salt and pepper. And now we're gonna dive right in there using our hands to incorporate all of these ingredients. I always say that it's key to using your hands when mixing the meatballs, just like my mom, just like my grandmother. I feel like they always come out much better if you use your hands, because you are, after all, cooking with love. If you notice that your meatball mixture is more wet than dry, you can always add in some more breadcrumb until it feels like the right texture. Once we have everything mixed up and incorporated, we are ready to start rolling out some of our meatballs. A good tip or trick for rolling out your meatballs, if you want them to be all the same size, just oil up a small measuring cup. You could use the 1/4 measuring cup. Put a little bit of oil on that, put a little bit of oil on your hands. That way these meatballs don't stick and everything is the same size. Now you can make your meatballs any size that you want. You can make these tiny, you can make them larger than I'm making them. I'm going for about 1/4 cup. Also depends on what you intend to use your meatballs for. If you want them in sandwiches, a 1/4 cup size is perfect. If you want them mixed with a small pasta, especially for your kids, you could roll them out really small. Same if you're using them on top of a pizza. You could do mini meatballs, or you could do super gigantic meatballs with some fresh pasta. There is no wrong or right to the size of your meatballs. Once our meatballs are all rolled out, we're gonna jump over to that hot and sweet Italian sausage. I like to take the sausage out of the casing and kind of make little just sausage meatballs. So I'll roll out the ground sausage into bite-sized pieces. I love having that mixed through a pot of meatballs for those that want the sausage. Once everything is ready, we're gonna turn on our Blackstone and we'll start these at a medium to medium-low temperature. Once my Blackstone is nice and preheated, we're gonna drizzle down my favorite oil. I'm using an extra light tasting olive oil, which is perfect for frying and baking. I know I say that in almost every video, but it really is my favorite oil of choice for cooking. We'll quickly drop down our sweet and hot Italian sausage and let that begin to fry up. And we'll drop down our meatballs. Same way we shallow fry our meatballs in a pan over the stove. We just have a larger, nicer cooking surface, and we can fry all of these up at one time, which I absolutely love. If you seem to need more oil, just drizzle on extra oil. However, you will notice that you use way less oil cooking on the Blackstone than you would if you were frying these in a pan on the stove. These meatballs only need a couple minutes per side until they are nice and browned. It's okay if these meatballs are not cooked through. If you wanted to have these meatballs as is, or turn them into a smashed meatball sandwich, which I absolutely love, or you wanted to eat these right now, you would want to continue cooking these until they are cooked through, obviously. However, since I am adding these to finish cooking for the rest of the day to a big pot of saucer gravy that I have cooking inside, I am not worried about cooking these through. I just want to cook them until each side is a nice browned color. And once they are, we're gonna remove these and we're gonna add these into my big pot of gravy or sauce that I have been cooking all morning, and I'm gonna let these continue to cook for the rest of the day until it is time for everybody to feast on these meatballs. I was sure to cook tons of extra, that way I have more for throughout the week for some sandwiches, some stromboli, some pizza. I'll probably make some fresh pasta with this. These are so good, and you can also freeze them in batches to use at a different day. If it's a rainy day, you'll have those home-cooked meatballs for a quick meal. I hope you guys try these and enjoy them. If you do, and get creative with how you are using these meatballs in different kinds of sandwiches or dinners or lunches, however you guys eat them, be sure to post those pictures and tag Blackstone products so that we can reshare your creations with your twist to our recipes. I cannot wait to see. Don't forget to tag Blackstone Betty as well, and don't forget to go to the Blackstone Products YouTube channel and subscribe. That way you guys don't miss these recipe videos that we are throwing down for you guys to enjoy at home. Don't forget to leave us some comments and love, and share these videos with your friends and family, and invite them to join you and me and all of us here in the Griddle Nation. We love that you are a part of it. Until next time, I'm Blackstone Betty, and I can't wait to see you guys frying up some meatballs for your friends and family off of your Blackstone. There is no wrong or right to the size of your balls.